The superstitious people of the measly Middle Ages thought of death as an old man in a hooded cloak and carrying a reaping hook or a scythe. In 1347, Death strolled through Europe with his scythe, mowing down some and missing others. Swish. In 1349, he sailed across the Channel to the British Isles. The terrified people never knew who was going to be next. As an Italian diary recorded, there appeared certain swellings, and in 3 days the victims were dead. Purple-black blotches appeared on the skin, and you smelled absolutely revolting. The funeral bell would ring, and off you went. That sort of swell, spit, smell, swish, dong, you were gone. Wouldn't it be great if they taught you something useful in school, like how to spot the plague? Hey, we could just turn it into a little song. First you feel a little poorly, then you start to swell. Then you start to spit some blood, and then you really smell. Then you know it's time to ring your funeral bell. Then along comes Mr. Death and takes you off to, well... Death's scythe was the bubonic plague, and the piles of bodies grew like chopped straw into a haystack. They loaded them onto carts, dropped them into pits, or, in Avignon in France, threw them in the river. Children were Death's particular favourites when it came to the swish. Some preachers said that the children probably got what they deserved. One explained, "It may be that children suffer heaven's revenge because they miss going to church, or because they despise their fathers and mothers. God kills children with the plague, as you can see every day, because, according to the old law, children who are rebels or disobedient to their parents are punished by death." Whew. You can see that not much has changed. Doctors already had some wacky cures for the illness. Here's a quick quiz for you to answer. True or false? Which of these cures did the Middle Ages doctors say would help the plague? Number 1. Sit in a sewer, so the bad air of the plague is driven off by the worse air of the drains. True or false? True. Number 2. Kill all the cats and dogs in the town. True or false? That's true. Number 3. Wear a magpie's beak around your neck. True or false? False. The magpie's beak was to cure toothache. Number 4. Swallow powders of crushed emeralds if you're rich enough. True or false? True. Number 5. Let blood out of the patient if the patient's horoscope was right. True or false? True. Number 6. Cut a hole in the skull to let out the devil. True or false? False. That was a cure for madness. Number 7. Drink a medicine of 10-year-old treacle. True or false? True. Number 8. Shave a live chicken's bottom and strap it to the plague sore. True or false? Terrible, but true. Number 9. Stuff mustard and onion up your nose. True or false? False. That was a cure for a cold, and it's not very nice. Number 10. March from town to town flogging yourself with a whip. Did they think that would cure the plague? True or false? True. So, how many did you score out of 10? It doesn't really matter because none of the cures worked anyway. The real cause of the plague wasn't discovered till just 100 years ago. And people still don't understand. They think rats carried the plague. Get off, you rat! Fleas carried the plague germs. They lived on the rats and their germs killed the rats. A dead rat is not very tasty, so the fleas looked for a new home. If there were no rats about, then the fleas would hop onto a human and spread the germs to that human. When their new human friend died, they'd hop onto another human, maybe the person who'd nursed the first victim. And so it went on. In some towns in Britain, more than half of the people died. Swish. And that just about sums up the measly Middle Ages, with a plague of purple spots, and the king was a fella called Death. Swish. We hope you enjoyed learning about the despicable goings-on of our ancestors as much as we did when we made these CDs. Don't forget to watch out for other CD audiobooks on special packs of Kellogg's cereals. You can learn about the terrible Tudors, the rotten Romans, the vile Victorians, Incredible Ireland, and the vicious Vikings. Look for the whole horrible lot.
Horrible Histories are written and read by Terry Deary and produced by Nick Baker for Testbed Productions. Original music is by Danny Formaggio, sound design by Dirk Maggs. Horrible Histories are published by Scholastic Children's Books. And they're really horrible.